Good morning and welcome back. So, yesterday I was setting houses here, and at the end of the stream, I was playing around with procedural generating houses, and I can change them on the fly if I want to. I mean, I could go below one, but I need to fix that so that this is not possible. Anything here is not possible. But I found a bug in the system. And if my x coordinate is 2 or below, then it doesn't update my y elements here. So I need to have a look at that. So what are we doing? So here we have this is also the x-aligned walls. Those are the y-aligned walls. Walls. And sorry about that. And these are the ones that give me a bit of grief at the moment. So, what's the problem in here? So, in the beginning, we take our x and y coordinates and subtract 2 from them, because I want to compensate for the corner pieces here. Let's see, so if this is 2, if it's 3, then we get our walls here. So it has to do with the subtraction there. So what am I doing differently on this one compared to the other one? It looks the same. And the only difference is the demo autosave. The only difference is the coordinate I am using here, but it shouldn't be the problem. Let's try something. Let's not use that branch here. Let's see what we get. Yeah, same issue, so it's not that. I see where the problem is. Okay. This here is the problem. Okay. But we still need some way to prevent it from going below 0 or at 0 and below. So let's see. Let's see if we change this to this variation here. Let's see if we get the same problem or not. Let's see. Doesn't look like it. Okay, we get it here if we are pushing this to 1. Okay. So basically we can't create houses that are this small with the system. I mean, this works, but not longer houses. Okay. So that is fixed. So the next step would be setting the outer walls of the house itself. And for that, I have different options basically. What kind of house, what kind of wall I want to use there. And this means I need to have some way to tell the procedure process what kind of meshes I want to use. And I thought of creating an enum for that and go by house types. So let's create an enumeration. House types. Townhouse. Farm. Fancy town. Just a shed. Yeah, let's use that. Let's see what we can do with that. The thing is, we can use this function here for setting our walls. The only difference is that we would change the Z value here according to our Z value we're using here. So this would roughly be the same. So we can copy this. But there are a few differences. Oh, stop the simulation here. The difference is for our set walls, we need a different, we need Z. And here we need our current wall type, which is determined by house types. And we need that in here as well. And depending on house type, we are setting the wall mesh. We don't need this part. And just try this. So after we are setting those walls, we are going here and setting normal walls. No, not in here. Wait, I'm setting the base mesh here. No, oops, what was that? Let's set the walls in here. So the first thing we need to do is take our Z and we need to multiply that by, okay, we need another for loop here. multiplying our index. With 300. Because 300 is the height of our walls. And then we feed that into the Z coordinate here. And I think the first index would be 1 in this case. Okay. Let's see what happens if we set that. Okay. The beginning of that worked, but not all of it. So we need to fine-tune that. Okay. So that works. But now we need to limit this here, so I need to see, do I need to delete 2 from those? Okay, X. The first part works in X. Here we get our walls. And here we get 2 more elements than we need. Let's see why. those and see what we get now. Okay, we still need to do that. Okay, let's change the wall type. So let's go into our house type and do a switch. And depending on what we put here, we are setting the mesh at the end. So let's start with town. We need another variable here. Is it local? Yeah, I think it's local. Current wall. Wall mesh. And this is static mesh reference. Hello. And we are setting this to a specific mesh according to our house type. Yeah, I need to look up the meshes in here. Walls. And let's go with this one, plaster base. Simple wall that we would use in our town. So let's set that. And then we go over here. And here we are setting the static mesh to our current wall mesh. And this we do for all these. We still need to count for windows, doors and all that stuff later, but at the moment just setting simple walls. And let's set different ones here so that we see difference. here we select the for farms. I think I'm taking wooden walls. Let's take wood 1 base here. Hello. And for the shed we are using stone. I'm fine. And for Fancy Town we are using plaster, but I will add something to that later. So it's the moment it's also plaster, but later it will be something different. Okay. Why is that floating? I think I need to put this to 0. Yeah. But now we have the problem that it's going one higher than we want to. And the other problem is that our coordinates here are not matching up again. So the second wall is not in the right place. For the x-aligned, it would be this here, so the y coordinate is not correct. I see why. This one we only need down here. I think. Okay, that's correct there. And we need I think we need a -1 here. Yeah. What did I set for this? Here I see the problem with my walls. If I'm setting Z to 0, I'm still getting these walls. So we need to check if Z is below 1. So where are we calling that? Here we are calling it. Okay. First problem fixed. If that's set to 0, we don't want to have any walls on it. But we still have the issue with this here. We have one too many. Set is 3. And we get 4 wall elements here, so that's wrong. So we need to look into that. Oh, and another thing we can set here is we need to have these editable and exposed at spawn, so we can change the wall type. But let's fix this first. So it's the second wire-lined wall that we have a problem with. And here we are. Okay, we have a problem here. So this +1, -1 doesn't really work. So we need a better way to do this. I think I'm using the wrong coordinates for that. Yep, that looks like it. So if that's put to 0, then we are not doing anything. It's put to 1, we get 2 of those. Not good. Now we get 1, but floating. So we want this to want our index to multiply that, but yeah, I think we need to lower this by 1. Okay, that works now, but this doesn't work, so we need to check if we are putting the right coordinates in here. So this is y, and we are putting in y. But y is only 3. wall is correct now. These aren't. No, that one is... Yeah, these aren't correct as well. You're not getting the right number of walls there. No, that's not it. Why am That's strange. Okay, let's go into here. We are... getting one wall more than we need. So this is X. This is Y. through. First wall is at 0 in X. The second wall is at 250 in X. And oh yeah, I just noticed my error here. I'm going for last index, but in this case it's I need to do a -1 here. For the index. Yeah. And I need to do the same down here. So basically do this. Okay. And down here, I need to do the same there. No, this is not correct. The coordinate for this is screwed up. Yeah, because I'm subtracting 2 from it. Okay, this is now fixed, but this is not. So let's go here and it's not at, oops. Not add 1 to it. Okay, it looks like I'm feeding the wrong variables in here, but I'm not. I'm trying to create procedural houses. with base part here works, but at the moment I'm working on the houses itself, or the walls here. So if I set this to 0, my Z value here, then I only get the basement. If I set it to 1, I have 1 floor, 2, and so on. But for some reason my coordinates are set wrong. I don't know why. Almost, yeah. Completely right there. But that almost is the problem here. It should be exactly work as extended. It's as intended. But for some reason it doesn't. It kind of looked like I'm feeding the wrong variables in here, but I'm not doing that. What did I do differently in here? What are ISMs? And Scark, it's visual scripting. Yes, it's a substitute for code in some way, but in the end it will be, when you make a build of the game, it will be changed into proper code and the game runs properly. Find it a bit easier to work with visual stuff because for some reason, works better for me. But doesn't mean it's for everyone, so. Okay, so those are plinth walls. Yeah, it looks like the coordinates are switched for some reason. Let's switch them. Let's see what happens. Okay. Doesn't really make sense to me, but okay. Okay, the next part will be a bit, yeah, a bit more annoying, I would say, because we can't just load a specific mesh for the roof. Depending on our coordinates, but we need to take our coordinates and then see what both are and then assign the proper mesh for the coordinates every time, which means we are limited in what we can do with our house. Dimension wise. So it's here. Yeah, let's create another function. And here we need our x coordinate and our y coordinate. And we need the house type. according to those, we are setting the mesh. So we need a mesh here. So we're doing this. And we are doing this. Select node. Select. Yeah, we need that later. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Um, we need that to assign the mesh in the end. That's right. Oh, okay. You mean that? Yeah. Okay. I can use this here. Um, Problem is I don't want to do it. I think I don't. Um, Thing is, I don't have anything to paint on. Basically, let me show you the roofs I have. The roofs. There's a different roof for here. If my coordinates are 1 and 1, I'm using that roof. And if my coordinates are 1 and 2, I'm using this roof. That's the problem. They are not that modular in comparison to the other ones. I need to select a specific roof mesh for um, my coordinates here. And the house type determines if I'm using wooden tiles, slate, or thatch. The thing is, I could build them out of, let's see, extensions, roofs. I think I have roof pieces here I could work with, but no, they're not the right thing here. Because here I still need to know how wide they are and stuff like that. So it's still the same amount of effort I put into that. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, that's kind of the problem, yeah. Okay, I need to create a structure for that. Let's create a struct. So what do we need here for rows? Yeah, but the I'm not sure if that works. Yeah, that's the end product. So here we have the mesh.